views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Studio 6 Entertainment, Armed Media, or the Entertainment Partners LLC. Enjoy the show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. Strap in.
Straight Talk with Matt Hasley. Every Monday and Friday, 9 p.m. Central Time. Only on Armed Radio Global.
So the attitude is not going to speed things up any bit at all. I'm going to ask you to speak into the mouthpiece very clearly.
Check this out.
It is Monday night, time for some Straight Talk. This is your host, Matt Hasley, coming at you from the Arm Radio Global Studios. Special thanks to our sponsors out there, St. Julian Macaroons. Warm up this holiday season with a macaroon. The Price family's been baking St. Julian's macaroons since the early 70s with only quality ingredients. These macaroons are sure to please. So order some for the holidays. They'll ship them right to your door. Check them out at www.macaroons.com. Also, Eat24. Eat24 is like a food truck in your pants. You just click, order, and eat. It's that easy. Also, creative-mktg.com for ideas at work. Need a lasting impression for next family or business function? Log on to their website. They got over 700,000 products available. You need a logo on something, they can do it. Creative-mktg.com. That was the Iowa fight song we let off with. Playing a little homage to the Iowa Hawkeyes. They're 11-0, first time in team history. Right now, only 2 teams in the top 128 that are undefeated. That and Clemson. So, I don't know how you win. You know, you beat the team you're playing, you beat them by 20 points, and you drop in the rankings. They went from, the last 2 weeks, they've gone from 5th to 6th to 7th. And Baylor jumped 3 spots to jump in front of them to be in their 9-1. Oklahoma jumped 3 spots. Michigan State jumped 7. So, yeah, Michigan State beat Ohio State. Ohio State dropped 4. They're 10-1. So Iowa is secured. They won the division of the Big Ten. Now they're going to go to the Big Ten championship. They play Nebraska to wrap up a perfect season. Hopefully there won't be spoilers on them, but and they're going to play either. I think could be Michigan or Michigan State or Ohio State. So it'd be kind of wild for them to play their quarterback that played for him, Rudock, who played for him last year. He transferred because he was a 5th-year senior. He transferred to Michigan after he figured out he was going to get much playing time. And he actually could come back to play against his old team. That would be a little wild. Got NFL games going on right now. My brother-in-law, I was just talking to him short time ago. He is rooting for the Patriots get beat, and I think that jinxed him because they ended up scoring right before the half, take a lead 10-3. But he is a Dolphins fan, so he is hoping for these guys to lose, because he wants to do is preserve that rank of the unbeatens. And the only thing I look at it is they only played 12 games. The 1 year Patriots, I was just telling them that. I said the Patriots went 16-0 and then lost in the Super Bowl. So I think they've more than held up they just can't claim a perfect season because they went in the Super Bowl. But I think they more than matched it. So the same year the Bears had one loss. Every year Miami Dolphins, what do? They celebrate when the teams finally lose and they all get together, and I don't blame them. That's a pretty amazing accomplishment to do. But back talking about college football, Clemson right now is on the top, 11-0. And you got Alabama number 2, Michigan State number 3, and Oklahoma number 4. That's your 4 playoff teams right now. We'll see. I said I think Iowa can go undefeated, and they won't make it in the top 4. And one of the guys I'm talking to, he goes, "Whoa, what are you talking about?" And he got all defensive, and I'm like, I'm not saying they can go undefeated. They'll beat every team that they're supposed to beat, and they won't get the respect to go. I think they'll have one-loss teams that'll go ahead of them. I said, I just don't think the strength of schedule is going to do is get it for them. So, I mean, I don't know. When it becomes down to, I don't know if the computer picks them or who does it, but, yeah, it's a little frustrating to, it's your fault that, you go ahead and beat everybody that's on your schedule, but it's not enough to be quality enough wins. So, yeah, they've had some luck going their way, but you have to have luck go your way to be 11-0. I mean, but currently right now in the NFL, we got 2 teams left that are undefeated. You got Carolina Panthers, and currently right now you have the Tom Brady's Patriots. So, where it's going to go from here, NFL over the weekend, wow, that was rather depressing to watch. I watched my Chicago Bears just look like crap. But, I mean, you're looking at scores through the league right here. Jacksonville Jaguars beat Tennessee Titans 19-13. Carolina just pummeled Washington 44-16. Cowboys. Tony Romo comes back, gets a win. They couldn't win without him. So, I mean, that's got to make him feel good. It ought to shut Cowboys fans up about bitching about Romo not being the quarterback. But, yeah, they beat the Miami Dolphins 24-14. Baltimore Ravens beat the Rams 16-13. And, I mean, is there going to be... NFL's looking into why the precautions for concussions were not for Case Keenum, why he stayed in the game. He got knocked out. He got his head slammed on the turf, and his own player, he stuck his hand up, his own player tried to pick him up, and he looked like he was out cold. He'd flopped back to the ground, and they let him stay in the game. After the game was over, they found out that he was having a concussion. I mean, that was a nasty hit. He was slammed to the ground backwards. I think that, I mean, you could have called that roughing the passer, the way he whipped him to the ground like that. I don't know how many times you see a quarterback get hit after he's thrown the ball, and it's very obvious. It's like a kicker. If a kicker kicks the ball, once it's out of it, I mean, once he's kicked it, if you didn't block it, you can't hit him. Why the quarterback's still allowed to be hit? I mean, these quarterbacks are, have no way of protecting themselves when that arm's out like that, and they're extending out for a throw, and they're getting creamed. So, I mean, they're going to have to do something. I mean, just tonight, watching the Bills Patriots, Brady's been hit probably, I bet you 10 times I've seen him in this game. And injuries mount up. And when you look at how much that quarterback means, look at Dallas. That quarterback means so much to that team. It's make or break a season. You get a quarterback knocked out, season's just about done. Other wins, other games, I take that back, other wins. Other games, Broncos beat the Bears. Osweiler, man, he looked good. Guy's 6'7" or 6'8". I mean, he is a big boy. He stands up over top of the line. He looked great. Made throws that he had to. Bears looked terrible. Bears couldn't defend anything. They got that fake punt gets them every time. I don't know what it is. Buccaneers, wow. Buccaneers went crazy. What happened to Philadelphia? Tampa Bay 45-17 winners over Philadelphia Eagles. Houston Texans coming alive 24-17 over the Jets. Close game. Colts over Falcons 24-21. Detroit Lions over the Raiders 18-13. Kansas City Chiefs over the Chargers 33-3. Seattle Seahawks beat the 49ers 29-13. Colin Kaepernick out for the season. Shoulder off, non-throwing shoulder surgery. And also, who was that? Joe Flacco? He's out with torn ACL for the Ravens. I mean, wow. Two quarterbacks to go down. Green Bay took care of Minnesota 30-13. The only thing I had issues with the Green Bay win was, I could care less about who wins either, these games, but is how many calls went in favor of the Green Bay Packers toward the end of the first half. It was like they were calling the tickiest calls. I watch Brady get hit probably at least 7 times, exactly like Aaron Rodgers got hit where they called roughing the passer and got no calls. And he barely gets pushed and falls down, and they call roughing the passer, which kept one of their end of the first half scoring drive alive. It's frustrating to have that happen as a defense, because you just think you've done everything right, and then you barely bump a guy, and he goes down, and they call roughing the passer. The officiating has not been consistent. That's the only thing I have a problem with it. And right now you got, Bengals got beat 34-31, and I got a little story about that one. There was, let's see here. Yeah, Marvin Lewis, he blasted the officials for the phantom call at the end of the game. On television, you could see Cincinnati Bengals defensive tackle Pico waving his hand in front of the face of the Arizona Cardinals, prepared for one final spike, attempting a game-winning field goal. On the field, game officials heard Pico calling out the Cardinals' snap count and threw a flag. The noise made Arizona offensive linemen jump. Had the penalty been called as a false start, this was resulted in a 10-second runoff, effectively sending the game into overtime. Instead, referee Terry McCauley called Pico for a personal foul, moving the line of scrimmage for the Cardinals' winning kick 15 yards closer. And he nailed a 32-yarder with 2 seconds remaining. So that's the thing, is that becomes what you would consider a judgment call. And the official then affected the outcome of the game, not the players. That's what I hate, is when officials get involved and they start to do is affect the outcome of the game and just let them play. They jaw at each other all day long. And to do it with that amount of time left in the game, they're constantly yelling at each other. And you're going to tell me now they're going to call it with 2 seconds left on the clock? I mean, why don't you just hand the ball to them in the end zone? Do what you can do to let them win. I just think you just don't call it at that time. That's one of those times where you just ignore it and let the players determine the outcome of a game, not the officials. So, I mean, it's, I just think it's a bad timing to call that. You don't make that call at that time. It's like calling that guy for, he's shooting, a free throw at the end of the game a basket at the end of the game in basketball, and they're both tied. Let it go into overtime. Let one of the other teams win it. Don't call it to let that team end up I know they're calling wow, there's going to be some controversy going on here because he never went out of bounds. It's officials. Yep, he threw it. Guy caught it, was going to run for the touchdown. He called Brady out of bounds. Oh, my God. Talk about terrible officiating. This is what it's going again. This is what I hate to see. They went to call Brady. He never ran out of bounds. The guy never even stepped out. That is bad. Man, that is terrible. He's legit. He could do exactly what he did. Brady was going all the way out of bounds. He never went out. And he threw the ball. Now they're going to say he gave himself up. There's no way. You got to play the field all the way to the end. Man, that's terrible. I don't know how they can get away with this. This is a bad call. This is really bad. The guy inadvertently blew the whistle. It's going to cost the Patriots probably about a 30-yard gain here. And this is the thing what I'm talking about. How officials are getting involved in the game. They're supposed to officiate the game, not be the game. And man, I'm a Bears fan. So, I mean, I have no horse in this race. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but for what he did here, he was justified to do what he did here. They should have not have blown the whistle. He still had tons of time. Oh, he could have ran almost. He could have got it in for a score. This could have been a touchdown by the Patriots, and now this gets blown. So that's what's going on with the NFL. Speaking of the NFL, apparently Cowboys Greg Hardy has, I guess, a Thanksgiving showdown against the Carolina Panthers. Only added to the games, the Dallas defensive end said Sunday he wasn't buying into the hype of facing his former team who played against, he said, just a nameless, faceless opponent. Well, that's the problem you get when guys like that, they're bitter because they left the team. Hardy's got, he's got some issues. Didn't like being, I guess, let go or whatever. So we'll see what happens this weekend. But they're trying to get the people to quiet down. I think they got screwed. If they don't score in this drive, they should complain because he was wide open to go all the way for a touchdown. Well, NFL's got some issues. They've had issues in the offseason. They've had issues now. They've had issues against trying to do trying to discipline Brady when they have no evidence. I mean, whether you think he's a cheat or not, no way to prove it. Here's another issue for the NFL. It says, that's James Jones, I guess in the Packers-Vikings game. He plays for Green Bay. It says, this is a story that came out. It says, you can't wear a pink hoodie to honor your late mother, who died of breast cancer, nor can you pay tribute to your late father by writing his name on your eye black. But wearing a hoodie underneath your jersey like a fourth grader on his way to play in the neighborhood turkey bowl, well, that's apparently okay, because it's the NFL, where nothing makes a lick of sense. Yeah. It says, choice to wear a green hoodie underneath his Green Bay Packers jersey. On contrary, Jones' unintentionally display of individualism has him trending on Twitter and has caught 6 passes for 109 yards, a touchdown. So, Jones' hoodie grows so big that it sparked a couple of mock Twitter accounts in probable displaces. Aaron Rodgers' turtleneck as the most popular uniform choice for Midwestern winters. Jones usually practices in a hoodie and said his discretion to wear it during the game at the last minute thing was based on how cold it would be in Minnesota Week 11. He had some reservations that Vikings defender would grab it during a tackling attempt, but they went on for it. You know, I always wondered about, remember with Ricky Williams, he had the dreadlocks and they were all hanging out. He had those until he got tackled by him one week. And then that next week they seemed to have his head shaved. I mean, get tackled by your hair, that's enough. But you look at so right now they got to go for a field goal to make it 13-3. But I think Patriots are going to have a good complaint to the league about what happened here. That's poor officiating, and I actually like Scarator. I think he's a good head official. Wasn't his fault. It was one of his line judges or whatever blew the whistle. In other news, you got Donald Trump taking a lot of fire for his recent comments. It was it says this in Birmingham, Alabama. It says Donald Trump on Sunday defended erroneous claims he made about U.S. Muslims cheering 9/11 attacks. It said black protester at a weekend rally was so obnoxious and loud that maybe he should have been roughed up by. And he never said by white audience members. So this is how they try to turn it in. I'm reading an article. This is from like MSNBC or MSN or whatever, and it says that he didn't say roughed up by white audience members. That's just saying the only people there are white. The Birmingham rally marks the latest example of Trump's refusal to back down amid outcries of his often incendiary racial and religious rhetoric. Well, I would not say that's any worse than the comments that were made by a person in the crowd about at a Hillary rally where they talked about Fiorini, where every time she talked, the one guy said, "I want to choke her by the throat." And Hillary laughed about it. She thought that was funny. Well, they don't harp on that, but they want to do they want to do everything in their power to knock down Trump because they're afraid of him. And they're afraid of him getting into office and not being able to be controlled and follow the party lines. That's the problem. Donald Trump never said anything about roughing him up by white audience members. They wanted to add that in there. That was added in to make it seem like it would be a racist remark or turn to a racist to incite racial divide. Right now we have so much racial divide. Look at the Black Lives Matter protesters. They tried to do a Black Lives Matter rally, but they canceled it because the organizers who started the Black Lives Matter rally were white, and they did not want them to have anything to do with helping them out, because then it would probably do is blow the racial stereotypes out, where nobody could get along. Well, where does it become that it's racist? They're trying to help them. They understand that Black Lives Matter. I understand Black Lives Matter. I understand young, underprivileged kids' lives matter that are in black neighborhoods. Yes, they matter. I understand where they feel like they are mistreated by law enforcement, where they don't they don't get a fair shake, they feel. I'm an ex-police officer. I've gone into some of those neighborhoods that, that very poor neighborhoods, very rough neighborhoods. And you get a feeling for what these kids have to go through. They got to park their car in front of their house. And I mean in the yard in front of their house. And the reason why they park their car in front of their house is not because they like the way everybody wants to look at their car. They park their car in front of the house. Hopefully, if somebody does a drive-by shooting in their house, the bullets don't go through and hit them inside. And until you realize that you're in a neighborhood like that, you don't realize what being scared to grow up in a neighborhood like that. And these kids grow up with that all the time, and then they feel like they're not getting the respect from the police, and I understand that. But to have somebody in Missouri like Michael Brown as the rallying cry, I could see if somebody is taken down and killed for no reason, I can understand that. But Michael Brown was no innocent man. And I don't think people should make him out to be innocent man. If a guy is stupid at what he does and causes to go out and do something to get himself shot by police, then I don't care what color his skin is. I would not sit there and back a white guy. I don't care who he is. If he goes out and does something stupid. So, I mean, it's, but I understand what the concept of the Black Lives Matter movement. But when they go in to a library at a college, where it's a predominantly liberal, and chant with the bullhorns, and all they're trying to do is piss people off, so they'll start an incident. Well, the problem is they lose respect for me because of that. I'm sure a lot of people, they lose the respect for them when they start doing that. Yeah, I understand Black Lives Matter. So do Hispanic lives. So do Indian lives. So do Arab lives. So do Asian lives. And so do Caucasian lives. Everybody's lives matter. So we're only on this planet for a short time. We need to do is try to learn to coexist. You see that bumper sticker, coexist, with all the different symbols. Currently, right now, throughout this country, we have a big fear that we are going to get refugees coming into this country that are going to do harm to us. Well, we'll talk about that when we get back. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll get into that when we get back.
Mom, can you bake me some cookies for school today?
Finally, as a mother, I want to share about St. Julian's macaroons. I am concerned about my child's health, so I pack for his lunchbox, and after school, I give him St. Julian's macaroons as a healthy alternative to many of the store-bought cookies. There are no preservatives and only 100 calories, and he really likes them. So find them in the freezer section at your local supermarket or order online today at www.macaroons.com.
Hey there, sexy. This is comedian Jenny Lavoie. You can catch me with the rest of the gang every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern on Night Talk with Joe Rocks, exclusively on Armed Radio Global. Mwah!
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com, and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Hey everyone, this is Monica Ursino. Be sure to check out my music on WARM, Boston's digital dance station. And you can catch me on Night Talk with Joe Rocks, Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Are you hangry? Know the signs. Uncontrollable yelling.
Why aren't you egg rolls?
Hallucination.
Sushi.
Pants discomfort.
I hate you, pants.
Hangry. It can happen to anyone. Fortunately, there's E24, the app that tells hunger to shut up.
Egg rolls. Thanks, Snoop.
E24. In my medical opinion, it's the best way to order food online, baby.
Hey everyone, I'm Sarah Crawford. Catch me this week Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Night Talk with Joe Rocks, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Need tree removal? Need tree pruning? Need stump grinding? What about dangerous 24-hour tree removal? Then you need to call Need Tree Work. We have all the equipment and expertise to do the job right. Our team at Need Tree Work provides efficient and effective services such as snow plowing, snow removal, sanding, and salting. Need Tree Work is family-owned and operated, fully licensed and insured. For unmatched tree work at unbeatable price, call Need Tree Work at 1-508-840-1600. Visit our website at needtreework.com. Come down and visit us at 250 Dedham Street, Norfolk, Massachusetts, next to Dunkin' Donuts on Route 1A. Don't forget, if you need Christmas trees, we'll have them there too. Like us on Facebook, Need Tree Work.
Attention World of Tank gamers. Armed and its affiliated divisions are recruiting entire clans and tankers. Armed, the largest and most progressive gaming community on the World of Tanks gaming platform. Now on 3 servers. To join, visit www.armedtanks.net or hashtag Need a Toaster. Toast that, bitches.
Hey everyone, this is Alinda. Dial into Night Talk with Joe Rocks. I'll be the Raw, your Joe and crew, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Mike Allen here. Join me every Wednesday night for On the Air, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Armed Radio.
Hey everybody, this is Jimmy.
And this is Paul.
We are hosting a new show called Pod Talk, politically offensive talk.
It's going to be about politics, religion, the presidential race, current events.
We're going to have some guests that come on, hopefully Donald Trump himself. Wishful thinking.
No, we're going to have Hillary on.
Yeah, but that would be nice. I'd love to get a hold of Hillary.
I throw any fucking that.
So come and join us on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, right after Night Talk with Joe Rocks.
It was like a shadow in the night. My hair was standing on end. I was frozen in fear.
where I had a nice a post came to me on Facebook, and we'll share that in a minute, but I'm been on the St. Julian's Macaroons website, and I am hankering for macaroon. They look awesome. So check them out, macaroons.com. Get them for the holidays. I had a recipe that has been going back almost to the 1600s, so they make them the right way. But here, this is, guy asked me, he goes, read this and figure out what side you are on. So this will tell you what you believe. It said, you ever wonder what side of the fence you sit on? This is a great test. It's if a conservative doesn't like guns, he doesn't buy one. If a liberal doesn't like guns, he wants all guns outlawed. If a conservative is a vegetarian, he doesn't eat meat. If a liberal is a vegetarian, he wants all meat products banned for everyone. If a conservative is down and out, and he think about how to do a better his situation, a liberal wonders who's going to take care of him. If a conservative doesn't like a talk show host, he switches channels. Liberals demand that those he doesn't like be shut down. If a conservative is a non-believer, he doesn't go to that church. A liberal is a non-believer. He wants any mention of God and Jesus silenced. If a conservative decides he needs health care, he goes out shopping for it, or he may choose a job that provides it. A liberal demands that the rest of us pay for his. And last, if a conservative reads this, he'll forward it so his friends can have a good laugh. A liberal will delete it because he's offended. Says, well, I forward it to you. And as I click share and forward it on, now you guys can have a good laugh. And it tells you what side of the fence I'm on. So, and in the bottom synopsis, one of the guys got all offended by it. And he says, that's exactly what we're talking about. If you agree with something or you disagree with something, most times conservatives will they don't say anything. They just go along with it. Where a liberal will want your, like guns. What do? Right before the holiday weekend coming up, what does the White House do? And if you haven't been paying attention, a lot of people, they go, oh, hell, I wasn't paying attention. Right before it says, this Thanksgiving, the Obama administration wants Americans to talk about why Congress won't pass more gun control. But not about Obama's foreign policy affairs they don't want to talk about. They want to talk about why should we not pass more gun control. So during the White House press briefing, Press Secretary Josh Ernst continued to press a narrative set up by gun control activists in response to the terrorist attacks in Paris. As people sitting around Thanksgiving table talking about these issues as they should, and I'm sure they will all across the country, I hope that question that will be raised and asked by members around the table, Ernst said, referring to a bill supporting by Democrat to ban people on the no-fly list from purchasing a gun. Little bit by little bit by little bit. They want to take just a little bit more. They want to get to where they make it. They want to, I've seen it in the last weeks where liberals have come out and they say they want to repeal the Second Amendment. Repeal the Second Amendment. Take away the Second Amendment. And what do they do after that? As they want you to repeal the Second Amendment, they want to do is they're what? Speaking the First Amendment. The freedom of speech. They don't want that one taken away. What's next? If they take away the second, they could repeal the first, or the third, or the fourth. They can repeal any amendment. So where does that take us to? People right now in this country are afraid of the Syrian refugees coming into this country and not be vetted. And the reason why they're fear is because they don't feel that they have an actual system that can determine whether they're not ISIS related or not. And currently the president will come out and say, oh, you're afraid of women and children. Well, look at that lady that happened to blow herself up in the hotel room or the apartment in France. She was going, help me, help me, help me, trying to get the police to come closer before she detonated herself and blew herself up in the apartment. He says, oh, you're afraid of women and infant children. Well, it's going to show that these people don't care. It has nothing to do with whether she's a male or female or young or old. They don't care. They recruit the young. And President Obama comes out and says, well, I'm not afraid. Well, heck no. You got guns protecting you. You got Secret Service. You're in a bulletproof limo. You're in more security. You don't have to worry about that. You don't need a gun. You don't need a gun because you got more guns around you than anybody has. Your limousine is a tank. You know, I've seen stories about it where they talk about it. I mean, it's an impressive piece of machinery. And he goes, oh, I'm not afraid. Well, you're not afraid because you have a lot of people protecting you, which you should. But the average public is afraid because they're afraid that something's going to happen in this country like 9/11. Think it's going to be another 9/11 style attack. Today was a travel warning was issued. And they said, we haven't had a travel warning. As the United States Department issued a rare worldwide travel alert on Monday, warning American travelers about widespread threats posed by members of Islamic State or copycat bombers. The alert said that there were increased terror threats from Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, and ISIL. The term used by the government for the Islamic State in Iraq and Levant, which has claimed responsibility for Paris terrorist attacks. The alert also said people unaffiliated with the groups may be inspired by recent terrorist attacks in France, Nigeria, Denmark, Turkey, and Mali. The alert comes as millions of Americans prepare to travel for Thanksgiving holiday, and organizers of major events like Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade bolster their security preparations. U.S. citizens should exercise vigilance when in public places using transportation. The alert said, be aware of immediate surroundings, avoid large crowds or crowded places, exercise particular caution during this holiday season and holiday festival or events. The alert from the state are usually focused on travel to specific countries or specific reasons, such as terrorism threats in Afghanistan, crime threats in Honduras, Ebola outbreaks in Sierra Leone, or earthquake aftershocks in Nepal. But Monday's warning was global, meaning American passengers were asked to be on alert for possible terror attacks wherever they are traveling. Last time the State Department issued a similar worldwide alert was in December 2014. So, what's coming up besides sporting events? You know, football Thursday, Friday is college football. Thursday's NFL football for Thanksgiving. But what's big coming up? Huge in the United States. Happens on Friday. Actually happens Thursday night at some places, which just blows my mind how some of these companies would require their people to work that like that. Yeah, give thanks. Oh, but not you. Not you. You're going to be busy working. You know, our bottom line's so important that it's more important than your family. And that's the way a lot of companies get. Black Friday. Black Friday's coming, and it's coming quick. I can't believe it's already almost here. I did some stories about Black Friday. I mean, there's crazy things that people do. They actually have a website that's called BlackFridayDeathCount.com. No lie. And it talks about shopping events. And if you click on BlackFridayDeathCount.com, currently 7 deaths and 98 injuries. And this dates back only to when it started in 2006. Last death that this is according to this site is in 2013. It says returning from home from Black Friday shopping, fell asleep at the wheel, killed in wreck. Well, I mean, I would think there's a lot more than that, because there's people that are trampled in deaths where they get caught in the doors. Well, go in here. There's an article. It was talking about how events in Black Friday, you know, things that happen or occurred that make you lose your faith in humanity. One of them was guys talking about, and this is people that sent in these stories. So when a guy worked at Sam's during the madness on Black Friday, we caught a woman stuffing inside her pants a frozen lobster tail. She would unpack them and throw them in the trash in a stack of tires that were on display. It said, next one was old ladies battling over a $5 calculator. It says they worked at Radio Shack for a year in college during Black Friday. One of the sale items was a $10 calculator marked down to $5. 2 sweet elderly women came in the store looking for them. When I told them there was one left, the shit was on, he says. It turned out to be the generic version of roller derby without the skates. The one grandma who lost the race called the other one a effing beezatch and said she was standing in the checkout lane gripping her $5 prize. I'm like, for a $5 calculator, I don't understand the way people, they get over that. Next story was, it says a couple years ago, the sale started. There was a surge of people trying to get their stuff. One lady got knocked down, and her pin went straight into her neck. And it said, thankfully missing her jugular. He said the screwed up part is no one tried to help her up. They just walked over her to get their crappy items, it says. An associate saw it happen, had to stand over her to protect her from getting trampled. When the ambulance crew arrived, they literally shoved people out of the way because no one would move. It said at the end of it, it says, people suck. Here's another one that says, no time for bathroom breaks. This guy worked at Bed Bath & Beyond for 6 years. Everyone knows about the lines that stand in and outside. Part of the process, once you get in line, you stand in another to buy your products. It says our manager thought he was particularly smart, winding the line through the plants department. Mind you that this is usually 1,500 plus people in the building at 6 a.m. with the line still outside. We get a complaint from our patrons. After checking the drawers, we find out a nice turd in one. A good size, consistent one. A lady did not want to lose her spot in line, so she opened the dryer and took a crap in one. She says, I decided that day, even enough, I may want stuff. I never shit in front of an entire crowd of people for a $799 50-inch plasma. Yeah. It says, next one is don't mess with grandma. Working at electronics department, a little old lady punched a teenage boy in the face to get the last radio he had picked up. She snatched it up and ran. Little old grandma. Number 6, it says always knew Furby was evil. Guy says he worked at Toys R Us when the original Furby came out. I walked in the back doors right before my shift when the doors were supposed to open. I had people follow me in, assault me for trying to get a damn Furby. Then when the doors finally did open, one parent pushed my coworker to the ground and jumped on top of a pile of people to get one from the display. She ended up kicking some poor schmuck in the head and grabbed a Furby and stuffed it down her shirt and tried to casually walk out and steal it. I mean, that's how people get crazy. They gotta have something so bad that they'll actually result to stealing or hurting people to get it. They don't care. What's that going to do is when you go to give that away as a present, that you're going to give it away to your kid, and you got to say, here, Merry Christmas, Santa dropped that off, yeah, as I got this black eye doing it, you know. Here's another one. This one guy worked at Walmart for 4 years on Black Fridays. He said, I seen a woman hit another woman in the chest with one of those toddler car boxes you drive in. Woman who got hit was a weaker 3 post open heart surgery. Lots of blood right in front of me. No idea what happened to the woman who hit her. I do think she got the toy car, purchased it, and left. Said the little lady wanted a cancer pink ribbon fabric. And the woman she ultimately tackled was called ahead and ordered a bulk amount of it because she works for cancer organization and makes blankets for cancer patients. The woman was wheeling in the cart in the store and saw several large bolts of fabric in it, which she had specially ordered. And we put it in the cart for her so she could continue shopping. The old lady sees the woman has all the bolts. It isn't right. And she's hogging the entire stock at particular print. The woman explains the situation. In fact, she special ordered these. And the reason she's coming in on Black Friday, no purchase them, is because they're major Black Friday promotion at 60% off. The old lady continues to yell at the poor woman. The woman very calmly keeps trying to reassure that she is not taking any of the store stock, and she makes blankets for dying women with breast cancer. She is very sweet store regular who pays out of pocket for all the blankets. And my store held the fabric for her until Black Friday, so you come in. The old lady doesn't give a crap, whips out the mace, and tackles the woman. Nice. Love this. So, says, here's another one. Sam's Club does a Black Friday or something before actual Black Friday for Plus members. It says, some idiot, 28-year-old, threw food on the floor, purposely slipped in it and gave himself a concussion, puking all over the place like a fool. He got no money from us because Sam's has cameras everywhere. Yeah. Speaking of that, yeah, I wiped out today in the parking lot at work. And, you know, when I went down, my feet went out from under me on the ice. We had snow here Friday night into Saturday, and our parking lot was solid ice. Well, I slipped, feet went out from under me, lid on my arm, lid on my side, and I'm only a little over 2 weeks off of hernia surgery, so I'm like, oh my God, it felt like I ruptured my hernia again. And I'm laying there, and the pain's starting to go away, and I'm looking around, did anybody see me? You know, I'm like, you know, embarrassed by it, but yeah, I did a nice little feet out from under me number, but yeah, it's it's real easy to get hurt. And I wore different shoes, hoping that I could do is not lose my lose my balance and end up going down anyway. So here's another one. It says this guy said he worked at Target for 5 years, electronics team. He said, and I saw some gnarly shit. He says. The worst, though, was probably when I saw a man throw a 42-inch TV at another man for cutting in line. The man that received the Westinghouse to the face received a concussion and several stitches, while the thrower got multiple blows to the face from surrounding customer. An assault charge, at least one night in county. Good times. Yeah. It says, this guy said he worked at Walmart in Green Acres in Valley Stream, New York. Was working one day, and one of my fellow coworkers got crushed to death by a large crowd who broke through the doors in a gate outside. Said that moment changed Black Friday for retail world forever. I quit after that. I was not ready to lose my life for some TVs. I agree. If you would trample somebody to death and not care a world lick about running them over, just think if somebody were to do that to you. It wouldn't even stop. I mean, it's crazy to think that somebody would knock somebody down and then trample on them, and I'd probably sat there and probably laughed about it. That's how disgusting the people are nowadays. Said, to start a website that's called Black Friday Death Count. That tells you a little bit about our society. Here's another one. This is Philadelphia Mall. They had a video about it. It says, started out when a couple was fighting with another couple. They had words, they got into a fight, and then the girls, one of them pulled out a stun gun and was stun gunning the other people. I'm like, if you have to have something that, an item that you're shopping for that bad, you really got something wrong with you. And you're going to see it this week. You're going to hear stories of it. It's going to be somebody goes and does something stupid. They're going to end up doing is, there'll be fights. There'll be crowds. And speaking of that, I forgot to put up my picture. I got my picture for Black Friday, the mass. There it is. If you result to that, I'm just afraid what what our society, and you're worried about, how, society is in a whole, and that person who goes through will probably end up going to church on Sunday. But if you can sit there and lower yourself to that level for a cheap TV, well, that's the type of guy you just sit there and go, you know what, have the TV. But I'll tell you what, wait till Cyber Monday. Order it online. Don't go through the process of killing each other to get it. I mean, what's going on? What's the best Black Friday deal you had or seen? I haven't seen anything that great. I mean, the Black Friday ads are already out. I haven't seen anything that's anything cheaper than anywhere else. Not that I know of. I haven't seen. I mean, usually there's something that they, say is going to be a great item. I haven't seen it. Or do I care about it enough? Do I need a new TV? No. I mean, I really don't. I mean, I got my gift. I got my present. And my wife asked me, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, I don't need anything. I have what I want. And she goes, what's that? My Christmas gift to me was her being cancer-free. She went to 2 surgeries. One was breast cancer, and the second one was her reproductive organs. We've been through a lot this year. When you think about losing a family member or what you're going to do when you're, being by yourself, that's scary to me. That was really scary. Makes me reevaluate what you have in life. I told my wife, I got you healthy, and that's what I wanted. That made my Christmas, my holidays. A friend of mine, very good friend of mine, worked with him as kids. He wasn't so lucky. His wife passed away earlier this year with a courageous battle with colon cancer. She fought it for almost 3 years. I mean, who it selects and who it doesn't is sad. I just got to say that I was lucky that, and my wife tells me, she goes, "Oh, well, you're going to die before I am." And I said, "Excuse me?" like she's going to off me before she does. And I was like, is that on purpose? But, yeah. So, yeah, I was, she was more worried about my surgery that I had than hers. I don't like getting knocked out. I had to do that twice this year because I had my magic, AARP colon cancer, colonoscopy, what do you call it? Colonoscopy, and that come back benign, nothing. So and then I had a hernia surgery, and I just don't like being knocked out because you're just out of it that next day, and it's a tough, when you're not, I would not want to have to get used to that. And you just worry about something happened and you're not waking up. So, well, it's time for another quick break. We're going to take another quick break, and we'll be back here shortly.
Mom, can you bake me some cookies for school today?
Finally, as the mother, I want to share about St. Julian's macaroons. I am concerned about my child's health, so I pack for his lunchbox, and after school, I give him St. Julian's macaroons as a healthy alternative to many of the store-bought cookies. There are no preservatives and only 100 calories, and he really likes them. So find them in the freezer section at your local supermarket or order online today at www.macaroons.com.
Hey there, sexy. This is comedian Jenny Lavoie. You can catch me with the rest of the gang every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern on Night Talk with Joe Rocks, exclusively on Armed Radio Global. Mwah!
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Hey everyone, this is Monica Ursino. Be sure to check out my music on WARM, Boston's digital dance station. And you can catch me on Night Talk with Joe Rock, Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern. exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Are you hangry? Know the signs. Uncontrollable yelling.
Why aren't you egg rolls?
Hallucination.
Sushi.
Pants discomfort.
I hate you, pants.
Hangry. It can happen to anyone. Fortunately, there's E24, the app that tells hunger to shut up.
Egg rolls. Thanks, Snoop.
E24. In my medical opinion, it's the best way to order food online, baby.
Hey everyone, I'm Sarah Crawford. Catch me this week Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Night Talk with Joe Rocks, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Need tree removal? Need tree pruning? Need stump grinding? What about dangerous 24-hour tree removal? Then you need to call Need Tree Work. We have all the equipment and expertise to do the job right. Our team at Need Tree Work provides efficient and effective services such as snow plowing, snow removal, sanding, and salting. Need Tree Work is family-owned and operated, fully licensed and insured. For unmatched tree work at unbeatable price, call Need Tree Work at 1-508-840-1600. Visit our website at needtreework.com. Come down and visit us at 250 Dedham Street, Norfolk, Massachusetts, next to Dunkin' Donuts on Route 1A. Don't forget, if you need Christmas trees, we'll have them there too. Like us on Facebook, Need Tree Work. Hey everyone, this is Alinda. Dial into Night Talk with Joe Rocks. I'll be the Raw with Joe and crew exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Tune in every Monday and Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time for Straight Talk with Matt Hasley. Live audio on TuneIn Radio and Spreaker.com. Plus live video on Ustream.tv. From the demented minds at ArmedRadioGlobal.com.
Need a dose of raw reality radio? Listen in to Night Talk with Joe Rocks every Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Armed Radio Global, with audio replays on Spreaker and live feed video on Ustream.tv. Or call in live to Night Talk with Joe Rocks at 1-866-225-5401, Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Allen here. Join me every Wednesday night for On the Air, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Armed Radio.
Hey everybody, this is Jimmy.
And this is Paul.
We are hosting a new show called Pot Talk, politically offensive talk.
It's going to be about politics, religion, the presidential race, current events.
We're going to have some guests that come on, hopefully Donald Trump himself. Wishful thinking.
No, we're going to have Hillary on.
Yeah, but that would be nice. I'd love to get a hold of Hillary.
I know I ain't fucking that.
So come and join us on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, right after Night Talk with Joe Rocks.
And we're back. We were talking about Black Friday. The hottest item I see right now, and the word is this hoverboard. It's this hot Christmas gift idea. That's the only thing I've seen that's really, that everybody's trying to get a hold of. It says, no doubt you've seen kids going whizzing down the street on those stand-up scooters and thought about buying one. Get in line. The hoverboard, a motorized self-balancing two-wheeled scooter, is the hottest and hardest gift to get for the holidays. The product available from several manufacturers is powered by a lithium battery and operated by leaning in and balancing. I've been seeing them so much now, says Jonathan Lovelady of Los Angeles. I want one. But finding them at retail stores may be challenging. At Del Amo Shopping Center in Torrance, California, a limited number of power boards were being offered in retail kiosks. this weekend at $500 and cash only. It says because they could, because they could. That's right. Target sells the $4.99 Swagway X1, but online shoppers won't get them until December 2nd without paying the premium shipping. Target is offering Cyber Monday special to sell the board for $3.99, though there is no word on discounted shipping. Meanwhile, Walmart is out of stock of a $429 model, and the Toys R Us website doesn't list any hoverboard products. Both Amazon and eBay, however, have several models starting at $2.99. When you actually get them is another story. The biggest consumer snag, well, you may be able to find online availability. Shipping may take some time to get to. Most models that are in the $283 to $300 range offered for sale on Amazon may arrive after Christmas. The company advises pricing is all over the map. While Amazon priced the Powerboard at $5.99, Monday morning later it jumped to $8.99. Said the more expensive hoverboard, the longer battery life you'll get. The Swagway promises a ride up to 10 miles and takes about 1 to 2 hours to charge up. The hoverboard product was popular as a fictional flyer scooter in the Back to the Future movies, but started coming alive this year in different non-flying form. It's popularized by many celebrities, including Justin Bieber, who have been spotted riding them around town. Apparently, police in New York and the United Kingdom recently said that hoverboards were illegal to ride on city streets, but most cities have yet to announce hoverboard policies. I'm like, give me a break. It's like a skateboard. I'd rather have them be riding them there than to be off doing them somewhere else. I mean, you're not going to sit there and take the hoverboard to, a skate, the skate park. I mean, that's not something you're going to be doing tricks and stuff on there. They have a kind of like a hoverboard style, but I think it's electric, but it actually has your golf clubs go on it, and it's a hoverboard, kind of the style. It almost looks like a surfboard. Very cool. Got a bigger motor in it, and they actually run, I don't know, there's couple $1,000s, but they're designed to offer a different style of golf play. And I think they'd be really cool to have, because I'd love to ride on one of those to go play golf. Ride that thing around. I mean, it goes over the hills, everything. I think I see my rep Wednesday, Brad stopping in, and I think he's the rep for that. That should be pretty cool. I'd love to see one in actual action. Have him bring it in and let us test it. Play 9 holes with it or something like that. But I mean, I think it would be something that if it could be the biggest thing, it has to be controlled to where you can have a place to store it at night, charge it, and you just have to have the younger crowd are going to love it. The older crowd, they want to sit down. But yeah, the younger crowd, it looks like it'd be pretty neat, to get 4 guys out playing and riding around on one of those. That'd be awesome. And that's the video. If you could see it, look at it online. I can't think of the name of it, but it's like almost like you're riding a surfboard. You got your club sitting in front of you, and you just lean back and forth, and you left and right, and you can tool around the golf course pretty smooth with it. Yeah, but actual talking about let me see, going through Cyber Monday, we talked about drones. That's going to be another popular product that's going to be out this Christmas. Drones have been very popular as of late, but currently right now the FAA is trying to got a task force aims to register drone hobbyists. Remote control aircraft larger than 9 ounces, the kind owned by hundreds of thousands of hobbyists, would have to be registered with the FAA under recommendation described Monday by the leaders of the drone task force. Because you're getting these idiots that are flying them into airspace. They're going to do is punish all drone people. Everybody that's exactly the way it is with guns. For too long, they're going to outlaw them. If people keep doing stupid stuff, they'll outlaw the things. So they want to do is start a drone task force. Like we need a drone task force. You know, I know guys that sit there and they fly them for fun. They fly these, remote control planes, and they do, while they fly them, they have streamers on them, and they put like these sticky tape on them, and they fly them, and they try to knock the tape off the other plane. It's amazing to see them flying. You see them, there'll be 8 or 10 planes, and they'll be flying around, and that's how they dogfight. Well, these guys would have to register them because they're going to weigh more than 9 ounces. I'm like, it's ridiculous. They have nothing. I mean, you got these people that are flying these little helicopter drones. They're flying them into airports for stupid reasons. It's why they want to fly them into an airspace like that. Those guys should be punished. Put a law out that if you fly a plane into a commercial airspace like that, then you're punished. Put a law out that if you fly a drone into the White House area or into maybe a nuclear power plant area or anywhere like that, then they should be punished. But don't punish everybody having to go out and register these stupid drones. I mean, that's ridiculous. And then they're going to want to do is charge for that registration because, of course, you can't do the registration for free. So let's make some money off of this. Let's charge them $15, $20 to register them or something. I mean, you think about that. How much money would be raked in off of a bogus registration fee? So, yeah, I just don't think it's the right way to go. I don't think you should have to register all these drones. Because 99% of the people are doing it legal. And you got a few idiots out there. It's like these few idiots that go out there and shoot people. You get people the people that go out there and do a lot of the stuff and create crimes and do stuff that they're not the ones that are doing it legally. They're not the ones they're not going to sit there and see the gun-free zone and go, ooh, I shouldn't be carrying my gun in there. Oh, well, I better not bring it with me. So, speaking of that, we were talking about how earlier we were talking about the refugees, about where a lot of the American public is worried. Well, 13 Syrians were caught trying to enter the United States through the border at Laredo, Texas this past week. This has come off of Breitbart. On Monday, November 16th, 8 Syrians were detained by Border Patrol agents as they attempted to cross Juarez-Lincoln Bridge from Mexico in Laredo, Texas. Been to there. Those Syrians were described as 2 family units, 2 men, 2 women, and 4 children, according to NBC Dallas. The Syrians were taken into separate detention facilities. The men to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Detention Center in Pearsall, Texas. And the women and children were taken to a separate detention facility in Dilley, Texas. A day earlier, 5 Pakistani immigrants and 1 Afghan immigrant were also caught trying to enter the U.S.-Mexico border via crossing in Arizona. On Friday, another group of Syrians were stopped at the border in Laredo, according to KGNS Laredo. The group of Syrians included 5 people, a family consisting of a man, a woman, and a child, as well as 2 individual men. They were taken to detention facility as well. In a statement provided to the media, Customs and Border Patrol, CPB, noted the names of the Syrians were checked, and there's no information to indicate that they were dangerous. How can you tell? What are you checking it with? Are you going to Syrians.com, where you're going to look up and see what they, how can you see any background? What you do is let's ring up Assad. Hello. We have some people here. I mean, what are they going to be able to say? I understand that there's a lot of unrest going on in their country, but I would much rather see the UN do what it's supposed to do, go in and try to take control of an area to help them fight for their own country. I said they're going to do is end up bringing them over, and then they're going to have to go back. Yes, I understand that they're trying to do is they're afraid of their own country. But look what's going on in Europe right now. Look what's going on all over Europe. I would hate to see our country turn to that. And Bill Maher, he was on, he had a panel on, they were talking about Islamic terrorism. And the one lady that was on, I can't remember her name, she goes, well, that doesn't pertain to all Muslim religion. No. But when your religion starts to behead people and they kill women because they go out and say that they're raped, and rather than charge the person that did it, they kill the victim, then something's wrong with your religion. If they come to this country, are they going to assimilate to our country where they don't behead people because of them doing something, or chop off their arm because they caught them stealing, or blah, 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 everything else that happens with their religion? Or are they going to continue to go by, by their religion, where their religion has them do some pretty gruesome stuff to women? Are they going to go by Sharia law? Well, we're not based on Sharia law. So, I mean, it will be scary to think. People express so much fear about this because they are unknown. It said the Obama administration has floated a plan to accept 10,000 Syrian refugees, and that's just right now. They're talking about more down the road. Is it going to affect? And they're not telling people where they're originally bringing people in now. They feel they don't have to tell you. They can put them into your state and not even tell you. The governors are finding out from other people that these people are brought in. They're going to humanitarian organizations and just bringing them in and bypassing the states. I mean, there's something wrong with that. I don't like that idea. Where are we headed as a country? You think about Arizona governor right now, he wants to use the National Guard troops for border security. What is a National Guard? I mean, or the Arizona National Guard. He wants to use those for Border Patrol security. Doug Ducey said Monday, who's Arizona governor, he wants the legislature to approve tens of millions of dollars in new funding for Border Patrol security force made up of state police, a move intended to address border smuggling as immigration and terrorism worries emerge as potent 2016 political issues. Republican governor set his new plan to target smuggling along the Arizona border and will focus added staffing, technology, air assist, and highway patrol coverage. He also wants to boost spending on prosecutors, helping jails pay for hoping added prisoners and temporary use of Arizona National Guard troops. The troops' equipment and added staffing will be used by newly formed Arizona Department of Public Safety, called the Border Strike Force. It says the unit has seized $2.2 million in cash, multiple firearms, nearly 4,000 pounds of marijuana, 73 pounds of meth, 19 pounds of heroin. The entire amount seized in 2014 by the state police, Ducey said. That's a lot of money right there in drugs. So, I think it's a great idea. They got to protect their state. And in protecting their state, they're actually protecting the United States. Because if they don't protect their border, where they're meet up with Mexico, if they don't protect their border, they're not protecting us. Because what they don't protect, it comes through. You know, that will affect us. It says, you know, they're talking about, we talked about gun control a little earlier, and this is, let's see, I'm trying to find the article about it. It was, they're talking about how, here we go. No, I'm missing it. No, that's not the one I want. But, here we go. It says, New York Daily News depicts NRA as jihadists on Monday's front page. They superimposed Wayne LaPierre, who is the head of the NRA, and they superimposed this picture over a guy in military uniform with an AK-47. It says, "Nowhere to hide, Jihadi Wayne," as the Schumer and Bratton joined call for Congress to pass terror gun law blocked by NRA. And the story of the Daily News is promoting, along with Jihadi Wayne's slams on the NRA opposing legislation that would keep firearms away from suspected terrorists. The same people on the no-fly list. They want to do is, now, then next they'll go, okay, they want to do is, they'll want to block some person that, because they went and saw a psychiatrist. Oh, let's block them because they're nuts. This guy was on medication for blah, blah, blah. Let's block him. This guy did this. Let's block him. I mean, every reason, just, they want to do is make it harder and harder for people of anybody to purchase any guns. They want to control all guns. And what I guarantee you, if they get the guns away from everybody, it's going to do is this country will not be a country like it is now. It will be, you'll see stuff going on like you see overseas. because people will not be afraid to come into this country to do it. Are you ready for a power grid blackout? Are you ready for an attack? Everybody thinks that, it's going to be somewhere, won't happen to me. Won't happen to what, I'll just go on with my life. You talk about youngsters, they don't think of what it would be like if we get attacked, or if their family members get attacked, but what we're going to do is take another quick break. We'll take that break and we'll be back. We're going to talk about prepping a little bit. So make sure you tune back in with us.
Mom, can you bake me some cookies for school today?
Finally, as a mother, I want to share about St. Julian's macaroons. I am concerned about my child's health, so I pack for his lunchbox, and after school, I give him St. Julian's macaroons as a healthy alternative to many of the store-bought cookies. There are no preservatives, only 100 calories, and he really likes them. So find them in the freezer section at your local supermarket, or order online today at www.macaroons.com.
Hey there, sexy. This is comedian Jenny Lavoie. You can catch me with the rest of the gang every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern on Night Talk with Joe Rocks, exclusively on Armed Radio Global. Mwah!
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Hey everyone, this is Monica Ursino. Be sure to check out my music on WARM, Boston's digital dance station. And you can catch me on Night Talk with Joe Rock Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Are you hangry? Know the signs. Uncontrollable yelling.
Why aren't you egg rolls?
Hallucination.
Sushi.
Pants discomfort.
I hate you, pants.
Hangry. It can happen to anyone. Fortunately, there's E24, the app that tells hunger to shut up.
Egg rolls. Thanks, Snoop.
E24. In my medical opinion, it's the best way to order food online, baby.
Hey everyone, I'm Sarah. Catch me this week Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Night Talk with Joe Rocks, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Need tree removal? Need tree pruning? Need stump grinding? What about dangerous 24-hour tree removal? Then you need to call Need Tree Work. We have all the equipment and expertise to do the job right. Our team at Need Tree Work provides efficient and effective services such as snow plowing, snow removal, sanding, and salting. Need Tree Work is family-owned and operated, fully licensed and insured. For unmatched tree work at unbeatable price, call Need Tree Work at 1-508-840-1600. Visit our website at NeedTreeWork.com. Come down and visit us at 250 Dedham Street, Norfolk, Massachusetts, next to Dunkin' Donuts on Route 1A. Don't forget, if you need Christmas trees, we'll have them there too. Like us on Facebook, Need Tree Work.
Attention World of Tank Gamers. Armed and its affiliated divisions are recruiting entire clans and tankers. Armed, the largest and most progressive gaming community on the World of Tanks gaming platform. Now on 3 servers. To join, visit www.armedtanks.net or hashtag #NeedAToaster. Toast that, bitches.
Hey everyone, this is Alinda. Dial into Night Talk with Joe Rocks. I'll be there raw with Joe and crew exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Tune in every Monday and Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time for Straight Talk with Matt Hasley. Live audio on TuneIn Radio and Spreaker.com. Plus live video on Ustream.tv. From the demented minds at ArmedRadioGlobal.com.
Need a dose of raw reality radio? Listen in to Night Talk with Joe Rocks every Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Armed Radio Global, with audio replays on Spreaker and live feed video on Ustream.tv. Or call in live to Night Talk with Joe Rocks at 1-866-225-5401, Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Allen here. Join me every Wednesday night for On the Air, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Armed Radio.
Hey everybody, this is Jimmy.
And this is Paul.
We are hosting a new show called Pot Talk, politically offensive talk.
It's going to be about politics, religion, the presidential race, current events.
We're going to have some guests that come on, hopefully Donald Trump himself. Wishful thinking.
No, we're going to have Hillary on.
But that would be nice. I'd love to get a hold of Hillary.
I don't hate fucking that.
So come and join us on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, right after Night Talk with Joe Rocks.
It was like a shadow in the night. My hair was standing on end. I was frozen in fear. I couldn't believe it. They really are here. Make sure you join the Alien Invasion Response Team. Tune in for the message every Monday and Friday for Straight Talk with Matt Hasley, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Only on Armed Radio Global. Get ready. They're coming.
And we're back. Let's talk a little bit about prepping. Everybody sits there and you get these visions of people, the doomsday preppers. They have these shows out, and they talk about these people that are prepping for in case we have a total power grid blackout, which is probably, it's not a bad idea. What are you going to do if your power, even just a storm comes through and a tornado hits your power grid? You're going to be out for at least, if they take out the main transformers and everything, you're going to be out for weeks. What are you going to do in a situation like that? But if we have the major grid, like let's say somebody hits an EMP blast in a major city and knocks down one of the power grids that handle most of the East Coast or whatever, or somewhere, what do you plan on doing? Let's say all power went out everywhere. Let's say we lost power for, anybody goes, I'd be able to get by. I'm like, what are you gonna cook with? If it's in the wintertime, what are you gonna heat with? If you don't have a fireplace in your house, what's gonna get you, if it's gas, how are you gonna heat your house? If you're not gonna heat your house, how are you gonna do how are you gonna cook your food? If you don't have any gas for your grill, what are you going to use? If it's in the summertime, well, then you're fine. You don't have to worry about heating your house. How do you keep your food cool? You have enough canned and boxed or packaged food to help survive. What's going to be, what's going to be your situation? What are you going to do? If we don't have any power, you can't go to the gas station and fill your car up with gas. There'll be no power. People, they don't think about this happening. They don't think about what is going to be, and they talk about and they mock the preppers that get weapons and everything, and they want to do is be ready to protect themselves in case anything happens. They make fun of them as being nutcases or whatever. But it says right here, I read an article, it says more than a dozen utilities reported daily, constant, or frequent attempted cyber attacks ranging from phishing to malware infection to unfriendly probes. A Midwestern power provider said that it was subject to ongoing malicious cyber and physical activity. It says, for example, we see probes on our network to look for vulnerabilities in our systems and applications on a daily basis. Much of this activity is automated and dynamic in nature, able to adapt what is discovered during its probing process. How can we make those attempts, or how can we make sure those attempts are successful? According to the New York Times, that is hair-raising, nerve-wracking question we put to the test. There's 1,000 utility workers, business executives, National Guard officers, FBI terrorism experts, and other government officials here and in Canada and Mexico. They participated in a drill that simulated both physical and cyber attacks that potentially cripple large sections of the power grid. When you think about that, getting attacked every day. If they knock down our power grid, what's it going to do to our nuclear power plants? Are we going to, if, you think about these, just protecting against stuff. It says, like these drones. Flying drones into an area with, maybe C4 strapped to it. And if somebody hasn't thought of it, I'm not giving away anything that they haven't thought about. They ought to do is, they're going to have to make something that they can, some laser thing that can take the drones down. Because you're going to have to be able to do is, that or where they are automatically programmed with a no-fly, but somebody's going to be able to reprogram them. So I'm just really surprised that hasn't happened. We all think that we're not going to be affected. That these ISIS fighters who say they want to attack us, that they're making veiled threats. They said they want to attack Washington. They want to make the White House burn black. Well, we need to do is constantly watch out for what's going on. We need to do is be careful of our surroundings. Make sure that we see what happens around us. Always be ready. You see suspicious activity that doesn't look right, report it. I'd rather report something that turns out to be nothing than to not report it and it turn out to be something that could be very major. You look at, when we have the while back, we had that clock kid, the kid who, made the clock and they went to school and he got arrested or whatever. Well, attorneys for the family of Ahmed Mohammed, the Irving High School student made headlines after being arrested for bringing a homemade clock to school, has sent letters to the city of Irving and the Irving School District demanding apologies and $15 million in damages. Both letters claim that Muhammad's civil rights were violated and his family have suffered physical and mental anguish because of their ordeal. Yeah, getting invited to the White House was a mental anguish. The letters claim that Ahmed was singled out because of his race, national origin, and religion. He was singled out because he brought what looked like a freaking bomb to school. It says Ahmed never threatened anyone, never caused any harm to anyone, never intended to. He said the only one that was hurt that day was Ahmed. The damage he suffered were not because of oversight or incompetence. The school and city officials involved knew what they needed to do to protect Ahmed's rights. They just decided not to do it. The letters demand $10 million be paid to the family for the city of Irving and $5 million from the school district. The family also wants written apologies from both Irving Mayor Beth Van Doon, apologizing that has never been presented with any evidence that Ahmed was any pawn or any civilization jihad events were planned by Ahmed's family or as part of influence operation. They also want apologies from the school district as well as the police chief, Larry Boyce, says Muhammad never intended to threaten and that his detention, interrogation, and arrest were wrongfully and were made at a point in time when there was no reasonable suspicion to believe that Ahmed had committed a crime or is about to commit any crime. The family's attorney ends the letters by saying the civil action will be filed if the demands are not met within 60 days. You know what I say? Let them file. The kid walked into a class with what appeared to be a bomb. They have kids that get expelled for biting Pop-Tarts in the shape of a gun. If you looked at it, it looked like a bomb. Everybody admits it looked like a bomb. He wouldn't tell them and answer them straight out, so that's why he got what he got. He did it for notoriety. He did it because of his father. And he got a trip to the White House. For him to sit there and get that, that's ridiculous. So, I think he should get Zippo, zero, nothing, nada. And they were supposedly moving to another country because to live out. Yeah, he wants a little golden parachute. I don't think he should get that. I said it's ridiculous to sit there and give him any money. But they'll probably feel bad for him and give it to him. When we're talking about doomsday preppers, there's a list you can go on. There's a I forgot to mention this. They comprehensive supply list that you can get. And they go over water purification, shelf-stable foods, hygiene supplies, first aid supplies, medications, cleaning supplies, cooking and food preparation or preservation, lighting, weaponry and huntings, clothing, household items, alternative energy source like solar power stuff, charcoal, solar recharger, a generator, lamp oil, seasoned firewood, tools and gear, different stuff, like binoculars, lumber, tarps, duct tape, siphon funnel, extra gas cans, all kinds of different stuff like that. Communications, two-way radios, those 2-miler radios where you can talk over those because you won't need, you can use rechargeable batteries for those. Weather radios, flares, whistle. I mean, it's a good thing to get all this stuff together. Money, cash, gold, silver, tradable skills, barter goods, candy, coffee, sugar, ammo, batteries, matches, lighter, toilet paper, soap, different stuff like it, maps and guides. Because once your phone's going to be kind of worthless. Your iPhone, it's not going to have any network to connect to if we lose a total power grid. Identification documentation, photo ID, passport, birth certificate, social security card, medical records, banking documents, insurance documents, marriage license, contact information, entertainment, cards, games, dice, you think about this, paper, pen, sketchbook, Bible, books, pets and children, food, water, proof of vaccination, medical ointments, medications, different stuff like that. I mean, you're talking about all this different stuff that is an idea to have in case we have something to go on. If you do not prep at all, you're going to be the ones that are, these people that are prepped, and they've been prepping for years, they got some people that get years worth of, food and water ready to, in case something happens. They have all the stuff. And they're ready. They're the ones that are going to be sitting in their bunker, and the ones that don't have anything are going to be the ones that are out fighting people to get it. And then those are going to be people that are going to be trying to protect their own stuff. I've talked to different people about it. They got, what they call, where you, bags where they take out, or what do they call it, where they, in case they, I can't, what do we call it, it's got something out bag. It's for in case, something happens, they can go and live up in the woods and and they're ready. They got their equipment they need in that, and ammo and stuff. But yeah, it's, I hate to see what's going to happen if that happens, if we ever have a power grid blackout. So, well, this Thursday, Thanksgiving's coming up. Hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. If if you can help people out, if you see somebody that in need, because not everybody. You got soldiers overseas. Make sure you give an extra, thanks to them for. I spent a Thanksgiving away. I spent a Thanksgiving and Christmas over in Korea, so I know what it's like to be a soldier overseas, away from your family. So make sure you do is give a special thanks, shout out to our troops, and they're overseas, all over the all over the world, and hopefully that everybody can do is appreciate what you have, because you never know when it's going to be taken away. It's easy, to disregard it and not worry and think that nothing's going to happen. But you remember, it can all be taken away in an instant. This is a story that came out to me. It says, this is kind of the old wives' tale. It says, did you ever hear the tale of the Indian chief who found a rattlesnake dying from the cold at the top of a mountain? The snake pleaded with the chief for him to carry him down the mountain so he could get warm, recover, and live. The chief, good-hearted, took pity on the snake and took him down the mountain. There the snake gave him a deadly bite. The chief asked the rattler how he could do such an evil thing. The rattler replied, you knew I was a rattlesnake when you picked me up. The moral, compassion should not outweigh common sense. So think about that. Compassion with, the Syrian refugees should not outweigh common sense. I understand that we should do is, bring people in that need compassion, but make sure that it's going to be safe, the people that you bring in. That you're not going to bring in somebody that's going to cause more deaths to people just because you want to do is solve your political agenda. So, everybody, make sure you have a great night, a great Thanksgiving, and if you're going to go out on Black Friday, be careful. Don't try to be the first one in the door. Always think about being safe, because this is the worst time of the year. You would hate to sit there and have to, have one of your family members injured because on Black Friday doing something stupid. So, it's not worth a TV or something to save that much money to go in there. But, some people will think it is. I don't think so. But, most of all, you want to do is be able to make it to Christmas or whatever. Doesn't do any good if you're going out there to shout for a Black Friday TV if you end up getting killed by a stampede of people. So, myself, I like to stay home for that. Let the other people go out. Not worth it. So, we'll see you. Not sure if I'm going to be on Friday night. Depends on what's going on. Hopefully, if I can, if I'm not busy with too much family